Hey everyone, it's the Snowman. Welcome back to Retro Rock Reviews. This is episode 2. And last week we did one of my favorite albums, George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. And this week we're going to do an artist I don't think I ever thought I would listen to. It's one of those artists that's a little obscure, a little out there, and way outside my comfort zone. So, like the last album, this was one I picked on my website for a You Pick It thing, where I had a bunch of albums listed and let the audience pick what to review. And they picked Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. Now, Frank is very experimental, very different than anything I would listen to. So this was a challenge for me, and it was a good challenge because I'm glad I did it. Whether or not I liked it, we're about to find out. But it was definitely something I was a little nervous about getting into. I felt a little outside. He's not as, what's the word, accessible. He's not that accessible as an artist for me. So I like my melodic rock. I like hard rock and just give me a verse, give me a chorus, that kind of stuff. This is not that. So we'll go into it and let's talk through it. So the album originally came out on October 10th, 1969. So we're coming up on its 55th anniversary, which that's a long time ago. It's older, it's not as old as me, but it's pretty darn close. Um, this is his second solo album. It's his first recording since the dissolution of Mothers of Invention. So, and I think this is quite different. This is more of an instrumental album. Um, yeah, well, let's get into that in just a second. First, let's look at the album. What we have here is a gatefold, and this is a 1969 pressing. So here is the gatefold, and it's got on this side over here we have Ian, I forgot his name, Ian Underwood, Captain Beefheart in this little picture here, and then of course Frank. They were the main musicians on the album. There were a bunch others. Jean-Luc Ponty was also on here with the violin, and that's one of the names I really recognize from the album. Uh, creepy cover or back cover. It's just a more of fulled out view of that. Um, we get the album. Um, I like that label. Bizarre does sum up this album. I do have the insert. We've got that on that side, and over here you can got a coupon. What is this coupon for? Ah, I guess to for only $1, you can what is this? I don't know, maybe it's this fan club or something. Anyway, still have the insert from that. The album itself, let's kind of go through it real quick. It's I'm glad this one got picked. It is a very interesting, very compelling album, and it's one of those that's so unexpected that I was kind of drawn to it, and then I just immersed myself in it. Um, I didn't realize it was going to be mostly instrumental. There's only one song that has some vocals, and those are by Captain Beefheart. And we'll get to that one. But the album opens with Peaches and Regalia. However, I probably butchered that and probably said that wrong, but hey, it does sound very dated, but there is a heavy jazz, 70s jazz flavor to it. And I can't help but think of the Jeffersons when I hear this. And I see George and Wheezy dancing to this tune, and just because of that sound of it is like the theme song to that. But then around 2 minutes and 20 seconds in, there's this different drum sound, and it's more like a Jan Hammer Miami Vice. So now instead of George and Wheezy, I'm picturing Crockett and Tubbs dancing around to it, driving off in their little Ferrari and stuff. And the drum sounds on here are really cool. For the opening track, it is really interesting, and I think it's a fantastic song and one of my favorites from that one. The next track is the vocal track, and it's Willie the Pimp. And Willie the Pimp is played by Captain Beefheart. So it's very unusual, very strange sounding. This one is more blues than it is jazz. Um, so it's not a pure instrumental, even though there is a lot of instrumental pieces in it. And there's an extra long Zappa guitar solo that is probably the highlight of the song. It's really cool. Although I did think Captain was great as the pimp, and that raspy vocal delivery was added to that effect. It was good. I also felt there was some funkiness to it, and I could see him dressed in the little pimp hat and, doing that old 70s pimp thing, making, Snoop Dogg dressed up like that as well. So I know I'm really off on a tangent. The third song on the first side is Son of Mr. Green Jeans. And this is a 9-minute instrumental. Has Ian Underwood working overtime on all the horns, and he is just blaring away. There's a lot on this one, and I think he handled the keyboards on this as well. So Frank Zappa continued to show that his guitar playing is just exceptional. There was a lot of jazz flavors into this, and it just felt very improvised. It just, they were all out there just doing their thing. They just, it's like they sat down, hit record, and they just started playing. But somehow it works, and it's just fantastic. Really great song. Flipping it over, it kicks off with Little Umbrellas. It's one of the shorter songs, just around 3 minutes. It's pure jazz. You've got John Guerin drumming, and he's got that jazz feel in the drums, and it's awesome. There's a lot of keyboards and synths, organ sounds. That Max Bennett is on the bass. It's just got a nice groove to it. It's short, but it's really cool song. Another nice little flavor to this one. I love the title of the next one, The Gumbo Variations. This is where it's all at on this album. It's over 12 minutes, and it's just a magical moment. A lot of jazz feel, improvisation type thing. You just want to sit there, put the headphones on, and just feel the music. And just, I think they were just playing whatever came to their mind at that time. It's just a fantastic, fascinating journey. Um, the saxophone on this by Ian Underwood is amazing. The Zappa's guitar is just wicked on this one. Paul Humphreys, he's on the drums for this one, just going to town on it. It's just flat out. It's got a great flow. Just put your headphones on, just sit back, listen, take it all in. Because I think every time you listen to it, you're going to hear something different on it. And the last thing on the album is It Must Be a Camel. Yeah, weird names for all these things. It's a slow grooving piece, more jazz fusion in it. It's the most bizarre of all the tracks. It's got some weird changes and seems to have no direction whatsoever, which kind of is the charm to it, I think. It's what, I never understood about jazz is the musical stylings, and it just sometimes made no sense. That's kind of what this song is, but for some reason it does make sense. And maybe I'm starting to get the whole jazz thing after just listening to this one album. I don't know. But all I can say is this is wow. It is just such a cool ride. If you've never heard it, definitely pick it up, give it a stream or something if you can find it in the store. I got this one at Noble Records, which most of my collection is probably from Noble Records. I gave this one a 5 out of 5. It'll probably make me explore Frank a little bit more. Uh, I'm surprised to even say that, but I know this one's probably very different than everything else. But I was glad it was one I was kind of led to listen to, and I'm glad I did. And when I listened to it, I did run out and buy the album afterwards because it's that good. So that's it. That's all I have. So thank you for watching. Please click like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and then we'll see you sometime next week on Retro Rock Reviews. Have a good day. Bye.